Welcome, beautiful souls. This is Kimberly Ward and myself, Suzy Wraines, and we are coming to you today with a soul talk. You're probably wondering what that is. This is something that her and I have collectively together really felt called. This channel, is our way of sharing with you how we connect with the divine creator, divine source, the words that you want to use. You will hear us use divine creator, divine self, our guides, spiritual guides, teachers, angels, a lot of things. We are a lot of things in this vast, huge universe that we live in. So we're coming on here just to give you an example of what a soul talk is and how Kimberly and I have been using it offline that nobody sees. And we're like, you know what? We've been getting messages from the divine to share it. So if you're watching this, you're meant to. This is for you. You're here, and we're just going to have this beautiful soul talk. So, what is a soul talk? Kimberly, do you want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I've been so blessed to have met Suzy and connect with her and have a safe place to share like what is happening to me. A lot of spiritual growth has been happening for me, and it's been so important for me to have an ally, a friend, a support person to help me navigate through the amazing yet challenging things that are going on for me, specifically spiritually. And so we kind of found ourselves in this habit of sharing with each other what's going on, validating our experiences with each other, because a lot of what we're experiencing, we've been uncomfortable sharing with people, even our closest friends and colleagues. There's just been a little bit of discomfort in sharing these very intense, deep, personal, spiritual experiences. So we found this safety in our friendship and our ability to see the divine within each other and to have a safe space where we can share the miraculous synchronicities that we've been experiencing on our spiritual path. So we use the term soul talk to describe how we're connecting with the awareness that we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. And that during our soul talks, we are seeing the divine in each other and we are reflecting back the divine in each other. And we are hearing and seeing the divine experience and the magical spiritual experiences that we're each having. So these soul talks that Suzy and I have been having have been so helpful and important for us to kind of integrate these beautiful experiences that we're having that not everybody would really understand. So to have a safe place to share these experiences, to have some validation in our experiences, and just be seen and heard as divine beings. Because when we go out into the world, we're bombarded with physical reality, and a lot of people ignore or don't understand or don't experience their own divinity within. So creating this space has been so helpful to both of us. And we just were inspired to show you what it looks like for us when we connect. And ultimately, we will be creating a space for you guys to join us and have soul talks with other like minded people.
Yeah, I can remember, and I shared this in the manifest video. So if you haven't seen that, I encourage you to go over and watch that. How Kimberly has been gifted with these messages that she gets from the divine her whole life. And I was getting them too. We all get them. I mean, none of us are extinct. We're all divine beings, but we don't necessarily understand, or like Kimberly just described, what is this that I'm hearing, seeing, or noticing that's coming from the divine? And I did have this my whole life without recognition of it. And her and I started talking, and she was sharing with me. And I was like, I know what you're talking about. I just didn't realize that I could tap into it anytime.
Mm.
and really ask and go ask questions and get answers and get this knowledge of everything. Like it's knowledge of everything. It is the divine everything. Like there's no name for it really. And so our experience of me being new, and I shared in the other video that I had never channeled before. And I was starting to channel these messages and I was like, Kimberly, I don't know what to do. I'm like, and my body was like, I was having like physical sensations happening. And she's like, and it was just such a beautiful thing that her and I could come together without any judgment, without any fear. And just, I could just name, okay, I had an Akashic reading and they told me that I had been in the fairy dimension. I know this to be true and I believe it. And saying that to somebody freaked me out. So when I said it to Kimberly and she was like, oh my gosh, that's so amazing, and was so supportive, I was like, thank you. I'm not crazy.
Mhm.
These are the realities that you're going to see between these times that Kimberly and I come on the channel. So today we're going to give an example of this with real life things that her and I are going through. How are we using this in our everyday life? Both Kimberly and I do this daily, and it's our meditation time. It is our time to ask for guidance from the divine, from our divine self, our higher self, angels, teachers, guides, all the things, and what we get and how we're navigating the world in this 3D human body experience that we're having. So I will start now in a soul talk. There's two people that will be the leader people in the soul talk. It's just Kimberly and I, so it's just us. If there's more than two people, then we will have two people identified that they are going to be the leaders to share their experiences, and everybody else are witnessing with an open heart and love. And should anything come in, our divine selves from divine creator, messages from our guides, to anyone who's listening, we just ask that those people hang on to that message until the leader person is done sharing. And then we can open it up for people to share what it is for that person's topic. So Kimberly and I are going to be doing this. You'll see more videos where it'll get smoother. This is our first one. I love to name that we're human people. We are divine beings in a human body, and the human body is very uncomfortable. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just living in the discomfort. Um, so I'll start and share mine, and Kimberly then can give me her guidance from what she's sensing from my experience. If she has messages that are coming through for me, she shares them with me. If there's a synchronicity of something that she's experiencing at the same time, we share that. So it's just this beautiful conversation, how she described it, from our divine souls to each other's souls. So my experience, what happened to me is at midnight last night, I was woken up by my spiritual guides. And I now know because I've practiced hearing them. So I know when they reach out. And so I was woken up and I was having a dream that I don't remember. Lately, my dreams have been very emotionally charged, but in a positive way. I feel like I'm evolving. My consciousness is waking up. So it's like I'm releasing a lot of negativity. And so my dreams have been really good, but this time I didn't remember. And I woke up flooded with positive encouragement and answers to questions that I've been asking for the last few weeks on how to do things to be successful. So I'm a business owner. So it was a lot of things around what to do in my business. Kimberly and I teach so much at the Somagetics Institute. So her and I work together. And so like how to do things successfully there, it was just around success. It was like, oh, here's an answer for that. Here's an answer. So again, I was getting these channeled messages that were positive, inspiring. And what they said to me this morning in my meditation is full of possibilities, which is beautiful, but I wanted to sleep. So I'm like, I really need to sleep. Kimberly and I are recording tomorrow. I want to be fresh. I want to have energy. And I just laid there and I turned on a guided meditation to try to help me go back to sleep, to like quiet it a little bit. And they're like, no, we have stuff for you. And they told me in the past when we and just for people that are watching that don't understand, when we say they, we're usually talking to the collective divine council or divine everybody. The they for me is all of whoever it is that's with me, that's guiding me in that particular moment. So they kept talking to me and giving me these possibilities. And I was like, I just want to go to sleep. 3 hours, 3 hours of me not being able to sleep. And I finally went to sleep really, really hard. It was like I didn't even know I was alive sleep. And when I woke up, I did my normal morning time where I meditate and I sit and I ask a question every morning. What do I need to know today? And what they gave me is they said, you were awake. We woke you up last night on purpose to be an example that people are going to experience not being able to sleep when they are learning and seeking more knowledge. So as they are becoming awakened, remembering their consciousness is being awakened, they're going to have moments where they get woken up in the middle of the night or they can't fall asleep. And they're in that transition of really thoughts flowing. And a lot of time, and there's Kimberly and I talk about this a lot. We have our ego thoughts, and then we have our soul and divine knowledge thoughts. The divine was coming through last night. And I know the difference now because I've processed a lot of my own personal trauma things. But for a lot of people, it's the ego mind. How am I going to do something? Or it's worry. Am I going to be able to get this one thing? And what I realized last night was that that wasn't it at all. I was not in a thinking mind. I was in a channel of receiving, receiving really good knowledge. So they were just telling me, they said, all of us in our human experience, we're examples to each other. This is what the soul talk is all about. It's like, how can we help somebody else? So somebody's listening to this and they're like, I hate it when I can't turn my thoughts off. I hate it when I can't fall asleep. Mhm. Yeah, it happens, but it's happening for reasons and us figuring out what that is. So this morning, they were telling me, they said, we have control over our own life force energy. So I woke up this morning after another 3 hours of sleep and thought, I am exhausted. I do not want to function. Like my body is tired. And they said, yes, your body is tired, but you have divine energy. Like you have access to your life force energy. You have access to pull yourself up, fill your energy field, and bring yourself out of this. They were giving me an example to use to be able to share with everybody today and to share with Kimberly. What I realized is I was reading not too long ago an example of this where when you get really, really excited about something, you're getting married tomorrow and you only get 2 hours sleep, but yet you manage to go through the entire next day flying high with so much energy, and then you collapse at the end of the day. We can tap into that anytime we want. We don't have to be prompted by an outside event. We don't have to be prompted by a specific thing that's causing that to happen. We can call that in. So that's what they told me this morning. They're like, call it in, Suzy. Call in your life force energy, fill yourself up. You have access to all of it and move on with your day. So that was my message today and my message to share with those of you that are watching. We have access to our own life force energy. We can call it in, draw it in whenever we need it. So that's what I have to share today.
And are you feel okay, you look pretty energized.
I feel more energized sharing it. And I think that was the whole thing. I called it in this morning and really filled my energy field. But just being here with you, and that was a message that they told me too. They said, Kimberly, you're going to draw from her energy today. You're going to collectively come together and it's going to be like, whoop, here we are. So that's another, the community experience
Yeah.
allows for that too.
Yeah, that I can be inspired and energized just by being in your presence and vice versa, right? That you're drawing on the energy that I had this morning to help you get filled up. you fill up your own life force energy. Which is as we were sharing this with each other before we started the recording, and it's every time we sit and talk, it's so amazing and validating of our own experiences because I am often getting the same kind of inspiration and information through my guides or my I call I call what I'm listening to the divine counsel. And sometimes I don't know who it is, if it's my higher self, if it's an angel, if it's a galactic being, if it's an ancestor of mine that has passed. I don't always know. Sometimes it's very clear. They make themselves clear. And sometimes it's just inspiration, like inspired by spirit. So when I listen, I'm not attached to who it is or what it is. I just allow myself to be surprised or I just stay curious. And regardless of where the information is coming from, I've kind of let go of needing to know who this is coming from or what it's coming from and just been able to learn the difference between what my human mind is trying to make sense of and the knowledge that is coming through the knowing that is coming through. So it's always so fun when we do connect and share what's been coming through because more often than not, it's similar and it's kind of validating of what came through for me is very similar to what is coming through for you. And I think it's important to have these moments. I want to say proof, like it's giving my human body and my human mind proof that this divine knowledge and divine inspiration is real.
Yeah, for me, it's validation. And when you get excited, when I get like sharing in the joy of being divine
Mm.
is probably the best way I could describe it. It's like, oh, Kimberly gets it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not
We're
alone.
not alone. We're all connected, right? We're living in a universe where everything is one and we are it. We are part of the one. And to see that in each other and validate your experience, no, without the judgment, with just absolute curiosity and such similar experiences helps it be more real and gives me the confidence to live from this place because I have not always lived from this place. And I've been dealing with a lot of my own resistance of sharing this aspect of who I am and having somebody like Susie to share the resistance, to share the fear, to share the joy, the excitement, all the things, all of the feelings makes it so much easier for me to continue to move forward on my soul's journey here on this planet. And we are really wanting to create a an environment for other people to have this experience that Susie and I get to have together. So we're really committed to creating an opportunity for like-minded souls to come together and to see the divinity within each other and have that reflected back to us so that we can really start to live from this place of being a divine person, a divine soul having a physical experience. So many of us are so stuck in the physical body mind. And a lot of that is because of the trauma that we've experienced, the generational trauma that humans have been going through for thousands of years in this place of very dark, negative, challenging experiences. And for me, the truth is really simple that our souls chose these challenging situations for the joy of waking up and remembering who we really are. And so to have an environment where people have this perspective and understanding, they might not be able to fully live it yet, but that's the journey that Susie and I are very committed to is this journey of awakening to the divinity within us. And what we want to do is two things. We want to share our journey with you to help inspire you and also to create an environment where you can come and share your experience with somebody else who's on the journey as well.
Yeah, and what was coming to me as you were talking, and again, this is part of what the soul talks really are, is I was getting messages saying, there's more of us out there. This circle of divine souls, the souls that are watching and hearing this right now, they're a part of the circle. And I was just getting this and actually feeling the vibration in my body
Mm,
as it was happening, as you were speaking. It's like, there's more. There's more souls out there like us that want to be in this community, this energy, this circle to be able to be supported, to live their soul's journey in a place that's safe and comfortable. And it's like coming home. And I
mm,
feel like that's what you and I, the first time that you said to me that you're like, yeah, I channel messages from other beings and I'm like, yay. I need to know you. Like, I need to know these things because I totally get it. My soul was so joyful. And I feel like that's the message that just came through as you were talking is there's more people out there that are listening going, yeah, I'm not by myself out here in this planet. So I'm excited about that.
mm, mm. Yeah, thank you, Susie. It was as you named, I think on the last video that you did for the channel, kind of talked about, oh, Kimberly has been around this. She comes from a family where this was pretty normal and accepted, which is so true. I grew up in a very beautiful, open. It was we were officially Catholics, and I went to Catholic school, but I had a mother who was very open to spirituality, and I understood what channeling was, and I knew about energy healing, and these different aspects of my experience were accepted in my home. But I started to realize that it wasn't so accepted by society in general in the 70s and the 80s. And I hit a point where I just wanted to be like everybody else. And I started to really ignore. I learned to turn it off. And I know a lot of people that I meet have been turning it on because they weren't born with these. I think we're all born being aware, and then we learn to shut it down. And I was born aware and didn't shut it down until I was older. And I shut it down because I was afraid of what people think, and I wanted to be accepted and normal. I wanted to feel normal. And I spent a lot of years denying, repressing, trying to look normal, reading, watching videos, admiring people that were just open and honest about their experience. And I just didn't have the courage. I wasn't capable of really sharing authentically. And it wasn't long ago that I realized I am no longer willing to hide who I am. And it's been really scary and really uncomfortable. And so having Susie as an ally and partner in this kind of coming out of the closet, the spiritual closet, has been the thing that has made it that much easier for me to do it, even though it's uncomfortable. And so, what I say all this in hopes that people out there that are in the same place that are hiding this spiritual experience, that are hiding this part of themselves, that know that they are divine beings having a spiritual experience, that are ready to jump into the experience of being seen and being heard from your authentic self. We want to help you. We want to support you. We want to inspire you by sharing our stories. And so we are going to be really open and authentic about our journey and our spiritual awakening. And part of that is relational, part of it is with our health, part of it is with our business success and our financial wealth. And we're going to be sharing all of it with you guys. So we're really excited that you're listening. We're really excited to have you on this journey with us. We're really excited to share our stories and hear your stories of your awakening and your coming out of the closet.
Yeah, I feel like I need to name thank you, Kimberly, for sharing that. I know that this is challenging for both of us, but I know you've had some really hard resistance in naming that and saying, "We're just gonna be an open book." It's like, "Oh, really?" Yeah. That's what I've been it's been a driving force for me and I know I share this with you offline. Be an example, Susie. Yeah, that was my message today that they gave me. They're like, be an example. This message, now for those of you that signed up for the daily soul messages, these messages, some of them that you hear on the channel, they're going to come in the daily soul message, but you're going to get all kinds of stuff in the email. So if you want to sign up, you can click on the link below and sign up to get those. But the message they gave me specifically today, and this is for those of you watching and for Kimberly too, they told me to say, be an example today. Whatever day you're watching this, that's today. Be an example today. Share something with somebody in your life. They need to hear it, whatever it is. I have no idea what that is for you. I already know what it is for me. But all of us, when we speak up, and this is part of my trauma healing that I went through last year, was speaking up, clearing that energy. And Kimberly helped me with this in being able to release. A lot of it was generational. I grew up in Seventh-day Adventist slash Mormon. So my dad came from a Mormon family and my mom came from a Seventh-day Adventist family, like very structured. And I was very spiritual as a kid, going, you kind of got it right, but you're missing some stuff. Like I was questioning how things were being taught, how things were structured. And that's something that's always been a question mark in my mind. And I'm like, but we're divine beings. If we're from the divine creator, God, divine, why are there parameters on certain things and not on other? Like, I don't get that. So being in a place where I can name that, and this is the first time that I'm saying this out loud for anybody and everybody that's going to watch this channel, that's a scary thing. So I'm just going to say, Kimberly and I are doing it, as uncomfortable as it is. We are uncomfortable
Super uncomfortable in the body. Like in my soul, I'm very clear who I am, what I'm here to do, who I'm serving. And I've had to learn to tame my body. I've had to learn to navigate the sensations and the emotions and the thoughts that are happening in the body mind and learn to identify myself as this divine being having this experience. And that's been the game changer for me in life is to really see the body, everything down here. I do this, meaning my soul, and this being my body mind. And to be able to be have my consciousness, my soul be in charge of what's happening in this. And I'm not there yet by any means, but I am getting further along every day. But what that entails is that requires showing up and doing the things that I'm scared and resistant to. So thank you, Suzy, for supporting me in this mission and for being an example and for being my partner on this journey.
and thank you, Kimberly, for speaking out because that awakened me. Oh, I just realized I was the first soul in the circle.
Mhm.
When you spoke up and you said, I'm a divine being and I have been channeling and I've been doing these things my whole life, but I've been suppressing it. You woke up my soul. You brought my soul to the surface to go, me too. So that just came to me.
Mm.
That's how this started. That's our sole purpose. That's why we're here. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for showing up. Thank you for recognizing and seeing me as a divine being, trusting me and our connection. And thank you for helping me create this possibility, this potential, this platform to bring more souls in.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for being witnesses to this. Whoever's watching this, if you would like to get the daily soul messages, you can click on the link below the video. Kimberly and I will be back. We're going to do more of these. This was just our first one. So we we open up our heart chakra and we go, what is today? And we never know what that's going to unfold. So you will get to witness that as we experience it in our life and our soul's journey. And as I've named in other videos, if you do want to reach out to us, you can reply to any of those emails that you get from the Daily Soul Message. We'll be able to answer you back. You can always comment below the videos and we'll reach out. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, everyone. And we're very excited to meet you, to get to know you, and to be on the journey with you.